I'm a son of God, so I'm doing what He's telling me to do. Preacher. Let's go to Proverbs chapter 3 and verse 1. We're still dealing with the mind. It's a war in there. Don't trust your mind without the law. I'm telling you, don't be saying, well, my mind said this, or my mind said, no. You hear them all the time saying that. I got a feeling. You better judge that feeling by the law. Or you better go to somebody who has the law so they can tell you something. Don't go off your feelings and emotion now. I've seen a lot of people go off their emotion, they end up with AIDS. See a lot of people end up going off their emotion for a one-night stand, they end up pregnant. Or got somebody pregnant. Because they felt right, I ain't gonna do it but one time. And you can do a survey and see how many people had children on that one time prom night. Yeah.
Led by the flesh.
Led by the flesh. I can repent. If I can go in and do this one time, then I repent. I ain't gotta do it no more. Okay. Okay. The joker put something on you, how you looking for him in the daytime with a flashlight. Go ahead, brother, verse 1.
My son, forget not my law, but let thine heart keep my commandments.
That's it. Don't forget it. The world will forget it. Proverbs 3 and 1. My son, forget not my law. Well, they tell us all the time that's Moses' law. That ain't Moses' law. Moses just wrote what God said. Jump down to verse 5.
Trust in the Lord with all thine heart, and lean not unto thine own understanding.
See what he said? You got to trust in His way. Don't lean to your understanding now. A lot of people lean to their own understanding what's going to benefit them. And that's the crazy part about dealing with this war in the mind. Believe me, you come in contact with a whole lot of lustful thoughts. A whole lot of lustful thoughts. Everybody does. But you got to have weapons to fight. You got to have weapons. And the word is your only weapon. Go ahead, brother.
In all thy ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct thy path.
All thy way you got to know. He gonna direct your path. How? You can't just sit up here and think that you're gonna get this in one day. You got to take this time you get up, time you go to bed, even in your dream, you got to be dreaming about this stuff. Because Satan come to you in your dream. He come to you. Because you ain't strapped up in your mind. You can protect your mind. Somebody, my grandma came and talked to me. You better get Satan out your mind. Your grandma dead. An evil spirit dealing with you. Go ahead.
Be not wise in thine own eyes. Fear the Lord and depart from evil.
Yes, sir.
It shall be health to thy navel and marrow to thy bones.
It can be health to your navel, meaning your body. This word, this law is health to you. It show you how to walk. It show you how to talk. Show you how to conduct yourself. So you won't get in trouble. And that's the problem with people. They don't know how to stay out of trouble. Well, I'm going to show you something right here where we're going to deal with King Saul here. You finished with that? Let's go to 1 Samuel chapter 15. Let me show you how this king of Israel who leaned to his own understanding. 1 Samuel chapter 15 and verse 1. It's a good reading in his Old Testament, boy. If you start leaning to your own understanding, believe me, God got a plan for you. God told Saul to do one thing, and he wanted to do it his own way. He told him, when God give you instruction to do something, and you don't follow them, he got something for you. 1 Samuel chapter 15, we'll start at verse 1. Go ahead.
Samuel also said unto Saul, the Lord sent me to anoint thee to be king over his people,
Yes, sir.
over Israel. Now therefore hearken thou unto the voice of the word of the Lord.
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Thus says the Lord of hosts, I remember that which Amalek did to Samuel, how he laid wait for him in the way when he came up from Egypt,
Read 2 again, verse 2.
Thus says the Lord of hosts,
Uh-huh.
I remember that which Amalek did to Israel,
Uh-huh.
how he laid wait for him in the way
Mhm.
when he came up from Egypt.
So remember what Amalek did. And he want to take Amalek out. And he told Saul to kill him. To kill him, kill everything, destroy it all. Women, children, babies, everybody. God gave Saul a commandment. Listen to what he said in verse 3. Go ahead.
Now go and smite Amalek and utterly destroy all that they have. Spare them not, but slay both man and woman, infant and suckling, ox and sheep, camel and ass.
He told him to kill everything in that city. But look what Saul did. King Saul, man. Jump down to verse 7. We ain't gonna read it all, but jump down to verse 7. I'm gonna hit the spots that you need to hear. Go ahead.
And Saul smote the Amalekites
Uh-huh.
from Haviah
Uh-huh.
until thou camest to Shur,
Uh-huh.
that is over against Egypt.
Go ahead.
And he took Agag, the king of the Amalekites, alive,
Uh-huh.
and utterly destroyed all the people with the edge of the sword.
First thing he did, he took the king and brought him back to Israel. God told him nobody shouldn't come out of there. He should kill everything. Saul, come bring the king back. Go ahead.
But Saul and the people spared Agag,
Uh-huh.
and the best of the sheep, and of the oxen, and the fatling, and the lambs, and all that was good, and would not utterly destroy them. But everything that was vile and refused, that they destroyed utterly.
So he went through there and picked all the good stuff and took it with him. That is not what the Lord told him to do. He told him to kill everything. Everything that's moving, destroy it all. Go ahead.
Verse 10.
Uh-huh.
Then came the word of the Lord unto Samuel, saying, It repenteth me that I have set up Saul to be king, for he is turned back from following me, and has not performed my commandments. And it grieved Samuel, and he cried unto the Lord all night.
See, Saul took to his own way. He didn't follow the commandments of God. And Samuel grieved for him. But you can't do nothing for a person who turned away from the Lord. They got to come back for themselves. You can pray all you want. Verse 12, go ahead.
And when Samuel rose early to meet Saul in the morning, it was told Samuel, saying, Saul came to Carmel, and behold, he set him up a place, and is gone about, and passed on, and gone down to Gilgal.
Uh-huh.
And Samuel came to Saul, and Saul said unto him, Blessed be thou of the Lord. I have performed the commandment of the Lord.
You got a line talking about, I have done what the commandment of the Lord said. Now listen what Samuel going to say. Go ahead.
And Samuel said, What meanest then this bleating of the sheep in mine ears, and the lowing of the oxen which I hear?
Samuel said, if you did what the Lord said, then why are your sheep walking around? Why are all these animals? You supposed to kill everything. You ain't do what he told you to do. Go ahead.
And Saul said, They have brought them from the Amalekites, for the people spared the best of the sheep and of the oxen to sacrifice unto the Lord thy God, and the rest we have utterly destroyed.
This line, doing what you want to do. He told him to destroy everything. It supports to this. Go ahead.
Then Samuel said unto Saul, Stay, and I will tell thee what the Lord has said to me this night. And he said unto him, Say on. And Samuel said, When thou wast little in thine own sight, was thou not made the head of the tribes of Israel, and the Lord anointed thee king over Israel?
Jump down to verse 24. Look what Samuel said here. Go ahead.
And Saul said unto Samuel, I have sinned, for I have transgressed the commandment of the Lord and thy words, because I feared the people and obeyed their voice.
See, when you sit up there, you following after people. some people come to you and plead with you. You know they are lying. You know they are cheat. You know that.
Come on.
But you're going to sit up there and you're going to say, okay, I'll give you another chance. No, the Lord already showed you that this person of life don't deal with it. Just like God told Saul, the Amalek, he remember what they did to Israel back in there. I want you to kill all of them. Kill all of them. He know if you bring them people back into Israel, they're going to pollute us. We're going to start serving after other gods. But listen what he say here. Go ahead.
Verse 26. And Samuel said unto Saul,
Did we do 25?
okay, 25.
Okay, go ahead.
Now therefore I pray thee, pardon my sin and turn again with me, that I may worship the Lord.
Go ahead.
And Samuel said unto Saul, I will not return with thee, for thou hast rejected the word of the Lord,
Yes, sir.
and the Lord has rejected thee from being king over Israel.
Ooh. Now when he rejected following the Lord rejected him. Now when you reject the Lord gonna send a replacement to you now. And he had the Holy Spirit guiding him and showing him what he's supposed to do, which is through Samuel. But Saul did it his way. Now God had to deal with him in a way that most people are being dealt with today. Let's go to 1 Samuel chapter 16 and verse 1. Then we're going to jump to 14. I just want to show you, when God rejects you, he sends Satan to finish you off. He sends Satan to get you. Verse 1, go ahead.
And the Lord said unto Samuel, how long wilt thou mourn for Saul, seeing I have rejected him from reigning over Israel? Fill thine horn with oil, and go. I will send thee to Jesse, the Bethlehemite, for I have provided me a king among his sons.
The Lord said, how long are you going to pray for the man? How are you going to mourn for Saul? I done rejected him. Go down there and you're going to anoint King David. He's going to be king. I'm through with Saul. I'm through with him. Jump down to verse 14. When God through with you, this is what he said for you next. Go ahead.
But the Spirit of the Lord departed from Saul, and an evil spirit from the Lord troubled him.
An evil spirit from who?
The Lord.
So the Lord sent an evil spirit to trouble his mind. Go ahead.
And Saul's servant said unto him, behold now, an evil spirit from God troubleth thee.
Still from God. Still saying from God. Understand, God do good and he do evil also. Go ahead.
Let our Lord now command thy servants, which are before thee, to seek out a man who is a cunning player on an harp, and it shall come to pass when the evil spirit from God is upon thee, that he may play with his hand, and thou shalt be well.
See, David played the harp, he played the good. When he was playing, he warded off the evil spirit, brought Saul mind at peace from this evil spirit that we're dealing with. But God ain't finished with it. Let's go to 1 Samuel chapter 18 and verse 6. This is when David Saul went to war, and Saul got jealous of David because the women was favoring David. Understand, a lot of times men get kind of territorial when women involved. Listen what happened here. First Samuel chapter 18, verse 6. They went to war and they went to kill him. Go ahead.
And it came to pass after they came, when David was returned from the slaughter of the Philistines, that the women came out of all cities of Israel, singing and dancing, to meet King Saul with tabrets, with joy, and with instruments of music.
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
And the women answered one another as they played and said, Saul has slain his thousands, and David has 10,000.
See, Saul didn't like that. The women talking good about David. They usually talk good about him. But go ahead, listen what happened here.
And Saul was very wroth, and the saying displeased him.
He was
and
mad.
he said, they have ascribed unto David 10,000. and to me they have ascribed but thousands. And what can he have more but the kingdom?
He's like, man, now they are favoring him. He got the people on his side, and Saul knows the kingdom gonna go to David. So he's trying to find a way of killing David. Go ahead.
And Saul eyed David from that day and forward.
Go ahead.
And it came to pass on the morrow that the evil spirit from God came upon Saul, and he prophesied in the midst of the house. And David played with his hand, as at other times, and there was a javelin in Saul's hand.
Wait a minute. You mean to tell me an evil spirit can prophesy? Preach? Yeah. You got a lot of them doing it on Sunday. Prophesy. This evil spirit came upon him and told him to kill David. Go ahead.
And Saul cast the javelin, for he said, I will smite David even to the wall with it. And David avoided out of his presence twice.
So the evil spirit came to him and told him to throw the javelin. Y'all seen the javelin for a spear. He tried to hit him with it. Twice he moved. This is what this evil spirit does when you reject God. That's why you hear people in the news saying, God told me to do it, to kill my child. Or God told me to slit this person's throat. No, that's the evil spirit telling you that. And you can't tell the difference between the two because you don't have no weapons. You done threw away the law. You see in the law, he said, thou shalt not kill. You see in the law, he said, honor your mother and father. You see all that. But most people, they throw it away. And this is what King Saul did. He rejected, and now he's dealing with this evil spirit that God sent to him to do so. Go ahead.
Verse 12. And Saul was afraid of David, because the Lord was with him, and was departed from Saul.
Well, he departed from him. And believe me, the evil spirit gonna come upon Saul. He gonna do something. Let's go to 1 Samuel chapter 31. Let's find out what happened to Saul with these evil spirits. All I'm trying to do is show y'all how these spirits from Satan will influence your mind to do crazy, sinful stuff. And ultimately, it costs you your life. It will cost you your life. Verse 1. 1 Samuel chapter 31 and verse 1. This is when Saul was in a war and a battle, and he was losing against the Philistines. Go ahead, bro. Verse 1.
Now the Philistines fought against Israel, and the men of Israel fled from before the Philistine, and fell down slain in Mount Gilboa. And the Philistine followed hard upon Saul and upon his sons. And the Philistines slew Jonathan and Abinadab and Melchishah, Saul's sons.
See, when you start rejecting God, you even get your kids killed. When you start, you got to make sure that you're following the Lord, because your kids will be in the line of fire. Then we talking about this man right here was rich, King Saul. He ruled Israel. But God wasn't with him in his war. Look what happened to him. Go ahead, verse 3.
And the battle went sore against Saul, and the archers hit him, and he was sore wounded of the archers.
Go ahead. The archers talking about the one with the bow and arrow. They hit him with a arrow. Go ahead.
Then said Saul unto his arch bearers,
Armor bearer.
draw thy sword and trust me through therewith, lest these uncircumcised come and thrust me through and abuse me.
So Saul said, look, y'all, my armor bearer, he's the one that carried his armor. He said, y'all kill me. Y'all get your sword and thrust me, because I don't want these uncircumcised Philistines to touch me. He didn't want them to abuse him. And that's what he tried to get them to do, to kill him. But the armor bearer wouldn't do it. Go ahead.
But his armor bearer would not, for he was sore afraid. Therefore Saul took a sword and fell upon it.
Caused him to commit suicide. He committed suicide because that evil spirit was talking to him. He was dealing with him. And look at these dummies following behind Saul, verse 5.
And when his armor bearer saw that Saul was dead, he fell likewise upon his sword and died with him.
Don't be respectful of a person. You can't be respectful of a person meaning that because your pastor, your leader do this, you going to follow the sword and do this and kill yourself. That don't make no sense. You got to believe me. If I flip out of here and go crazy and start telling y'all eat swine, come up here on the Sunday worship, y'all depart from me. Because I done went crazy. Y'all know enough not to even come in here no more. Period. Don't say, oh, I like Jeff. He good people. I'm going to tend to follow him. He just fell off the road a little bit. Yeah. Y'all sit up here all you want, mess around and end up something come through here and run the whole shop over. Well, go ahead.
So Saul died, and his 3 sons, and his armor bearer, and all his men that same day together.
All of them died. Go ahead.
And when the men of Israel that were on the other side of the valley, and they that were on the other side of Jordan, saw that the men of Israel fled, and that Saul and his sons were dead, they forsook the cities and fled, and the Philistines came and dealt in them.
Came and dealt with them. Dealt with Israel. Israel always doing some crazy stuff, rejecting God's ways, sinning. And believe me, he sent those evil spirits. You see them today. They're all over. They're in the nut house. Them folks talking about they nut house. Them folks they talking about you got to deal with a mental institution. They got an evil spirit on them. They've been controlled. That's why they put in them places. Let's go to James chapter 4 and verse 7. When you submit God's way, Satan got to leave. He got to leave. You got to submit to his laws and his ways, and he'll flee. But if you ain't got no weapons, he won't flee. And believe me, he's a worthy opponent. As Adam and Eve, worthy. James chapter 4 and verse 7. We got to make sure that we are submitting to the right spirit or to the right knowledge. Get your mind right. Go ahead, brother.
Submit yourselves therefore to God. Resist the devil and he will flee from you.
I got to believe that. I know it's true. If I submit myself to God and I resist the devil, he got to flee. It believes me. He gonna come back now. I'm telling you, he gonna come back. But each time he flees, you get stronger and stronger and stronger. When you was a child, you did childish things. That's like when you get this knowledge for the first time, it ain't as strong as it is now. You've been dealing with it for some years. So he gonna come back, but you got to be strong in his word to be able to fight it. Go ahead.
Verse 8. Draw nigh to God, and he will draw nigh to you.
Yes, sir.
Cleanse your hands, ye sinners. Purify your hearts, ye double-minded.
He said, you draw to him. Don't be double-minded. Don't say, well, I'm going to go over there and worship on the Sunday with Jeff, but I'm going to go take care of this Christmas thing. You fooling yourself now. You're a double-minded person. We'll be up here on the Passover, but also ain't nothing wrong with us celebrating Janus of the New Year. January, they're giving away cars. I might win a car or a house. That's the little thing that Satan try to trick you in. Try to grab you and pull you into this if you don't recognize it. Go ahead.
Be afflicted and mourn and weep, lest your laughter be turned to mourning and your joy to heaviness.
He said, be afflicted and mourn. We celebrate the Day of Atonement. We afflicted our souls. We don't eat for a whole day, 24-hour period of time. That's what God said do. Mourn. Do what he tell you to do according to the law. Go ahead.
Humble yourselves in the sight of the Lord, and he shall lift you up.
Yes, sir. How we humble ourselves? We follow the laws of God. And the affliction, like I said before, Day of Atonement, I like all the other feet, but that Day of Atonement is rough. 24 hours, you can't eat nothing. But we got to humble ourselves and do that. We know what it is. Go ahead. You finished with that one?
Yeah.
All right, let's go to Psalm chapter 37, verse 23. Let God order your steps. Don't try to order your own steps. Don't go off your own mind. Psalm 37, verse 23. Because y'all come up here and listen to my interpretation, I'm gonna lead y'all down the road that don't have no lights on it. You gotta be led by some light. These laws are light. That's why we read so much. That's why we get the examples. That's why we understand what happened to our people, which is Israel, so we won't make those same mistakes. That's why we go back and read the Old Testament that the other church don't read. It's telling you it's been done away with. Okay. This is what he say here. Psalms 37, verse 23. Go ahead.
The steps of a good man are ordained by the Lord. And
Ordered.
he- are ordered, I'm sorry,
Yes, sir.
by the Lord. And he delighted in his way.
See, those steps got to be ordered by the Lord. A good man, he understands how to lead his family and also how to lead himself. I'm not going to just lead my wife and my kids the way I think is fit, because the way I think is fit might not coincide with what God say. I got to go what he say because he manufactured this body. He knows what's best for this body. I don't. So he said the steps of a good man are ordered by the Lord and delighted in his ways. Go ahead.
Though he fall, he shall not be utterly cast down, for the Lord upholdeth him with his hand.
You're going to fall. You're going to experience some times when you go back and sin, but you got an advocate with the Father. He'll help you back up. That's why he died on the cross for you. Go ahead.
I have been young, and now am old. Yet have I not seen the righteous forsaken, nor his seed begging bread.
He's seen us forsaking or begging for bread. He's going to take care of us. Don't worry about that. Go ahead.
He is ever merciful and lenient, and his seed is blessed.
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Depart from evil and do good and dwell forevermore.
Yes, sir.
For the Lord loveth judgment and forsaketh not his saints. They are preserved forever, but the seed of the wicked shall be cut off.
See, we preserve forever if we continue in this word. The seed of the wicked going to be cut off too. That's going to be in that lake of fire. Go ahead.
The righteous shall inherit the land and dwell therein forever.
Now, now one thing about it, we don't want to inherit heaven. The righteous going to inherit the land of Israel. That's what we're going to have. Israel. Go ahead.
The mouth of the righteous speaketh wisdom, and his tongue talketh of judgment.
Yes, sir.
The law of his God is in his heart. None of his steps shall slide.
See, if the law of God in your heart, meaning your mind, you ain't going to slide. You ain't going to slide. If you follow it 100%, you won't slide. But the times when you follow after that evil spirit, that's when you begin to slide. Understand that. When you depart away from God, okay, I want to do this, I want to do that, whatever it is, now you're starting to slide. You know why you slide. Because you commit sin. I know it's coming. When I commit sin, I know it's coming. I just hope the Lord just tap me a little bit. Hope he don't just come up and rush a sick of me out. You know what I'm saying? I want him to just tap me a little bit and get me back in line. I know it's coming. And most people don't. Most people think because they pray and say, God forgive me, like he gonna forget. He don't forget. He don't. He gonna get you. You just pray that it'll be lenient on you. Merciful. He gonna get you. Ask him, I know he got me. Go ahead, brother.
Verse 32. The wicked watches the righteous, and seeketh to slay him. The Lord will not leave him in his hand, nor condemn him when he is judged.
The wicked gonna try to slay us. Yeah, we might want to get prepared for that in these last days. When we try to go to the wilderness, they're gonna try to stop us. But God gonna protect us on our way out of here. or while we around in this world. He gonna show us how to step. Now, if we step the wrong way or step in sin, now you just messed up. That's on you. That's on you. Well, go ahead.
Wait on the Lord and keep his way, and he shall exalt thee to inherit the land.
Yes, sir.
When the wicked are cut off, thou shalt see it.
We want the land. We want Israel. We don't want heaven up there out where God is. That's not promised to us. We want the land where we gonna live forever. But this is what I'm trying to bring to y'all today about